life is competitive. I don't know exactly what people are taught these days, but it is.
Wondering who's behind New York's booming real estate market? It's Blackstone. With massive investments and a strategic approach, this powerhouse has become a key player in shaping the city's skyline. Let's explore how they came to own New York. Let's go back to the beginning to understand how Blackstone got here. The company was founded in 1985 by Stephen Schwarzman and Peter Peterson, two men who believed they could do things differently in finance. Stephen Schwarzman's journey was especially interesting. He grew up in a middle-class family and learned the value of hard work early on, even running a lawn mowing business with his brothers as a teenager. Over the years, Schwarzman's drive led him to the high-stakes world of Wall Street, where he learned the ropes and built valuable connections. By the time he partnered with Peterson, he was ready to take on the world of finance. Together, they created Blackstone, a firm with big dreams that would soon make its mark on real estate. At first, Blackstone didn't even deal in real estate. They started out as a small investment advisory firm, but soon enough, they saw a golden opportunity in property investment, especially in the Big Apple. Real estate offered stable returns and a chance to own something tangible, like buildings and apartments. Schwarzman and Peterson recognized that the real estate market was different from other types of investments. Real estate, especially in a high-demand city like New York, would always be valuable, making it an attractive target for investors looking for steady growth. By the late 1990s, real estate became a major part of Blackstone's business. But why did Blackstone choose New York? The answer lies in New York's unique appeal. The city is packed with people, constantly growing, and has global appeal. For a company like Blackstone, New York was a place where they could not only invest heavily, but expect property values to rise consistently over time. Jonathan Gray, who led Blackstone's real estate division, was a key player in the strategy. Gray understood the ups and downs of the real estate market and was skilled at finding properties that would bring Blackstone solid returns. He helped the firm target key properties in New York, eventually turning Blackstone into one of the city's biggest property owners. One of Blackstone's most significant purchases was the massive Stuyvesant Town Peter Cooper Village complex on Manhattan's East Side. This complex, which they bought for $5.3 billion in 2015, has over 11,000 apartments and stretches across 80 acres. This wasn't just another big building. It was one of the largest housing complexes in New York City, with a long history as a community for middle-class residents. By acquiring Stuyvesant Town Peter Cooper Village, Blackstone wasn't just buying property, it was taking control of a huge portion of the city's rental market. The deal marked one of the biggest real estate transactions in the city's history, signaling Blackstone's intentions to become a major force in New York's housing landscape. Of course, making such enormous purchases isn't cheap. How did Blackstone afford it? The answer lies in the world of private equity. Private equity is different from traditional real estate investing because it involves raising money from investors like pension funds, universities, and even foreign governments, who give Blackstone large sums of money with the hope of seeing big returns. Blackstone uses this money to buy properties, often with the help of loans or leverage. This way, they can buy buildings without having to pay the full amount up front. The firm relies on rental income to pay off these loans, all while the property value ideally increases. It's a high-stakes game, but when it works, it's incredibly profitable. Blackstone isn't just buying properties, it's making moves to boost profits. This often means raising rents, cutting maintenance costs, or redeveloping buildings to attract wealthier tenants. While investors see higher returns, residents may face higher rents or even get priced out of neighborhoods they've called home for years. As Blackstone's influence grows, so does its criticism. Many argue that private equity firms like Blackstone are driving up housing costs, contributing to the affordability crisis in cities like the Big Apple. Let's talk about the real impact on New York residents. As Blackstone and similar companies buy up more and more properties, rental prices tend to go up. When a big company owns thousands of apartments, it has the power to set rental prices across neighborhoods, often raising them higher than smaller local landlords would. This drives up rents in nearby buildings as well. Neighborhoods that were once affordable for middle-class families and long-time residents are becoming too expensive for many to live in. This process, known as gentrification, changes the character of neighborhoods and forces out residents who can no longer afford to stay. In some neighborhoods, you can clearly see how the shift in ownership is affecting the community. Harlem, for instance, was historically a cultural hub for Black and Hispanic communities. But as private equity firms like Blackstone invest in the area, more luxury apartments are being built and rents are going up. Many locals are concerned that the character of these neighborhoods is being lost. While some politicians argue that rent control is necessary to keep housing affordable, others believe that too many regulations discourage investment in the city. The debate is ongoing, and the outcome will affect not only Blackstone's bottom line, but also the affordability and availability of housing in New York. The 2008 financial crisis gave Blackstone a chance to expand in New York real estate. As property values dropped, many buildings became distressed, worth less than the loans on them. Blackstone took advantage, buying properties at a discount and waiting for the market to recover. This strategy, buying low and selling high, helped them build a massive real estate portfolio. It also shifted New York's market from family-owned buildings to corporate-controlled properties, shaping the city's housing scene as we know it today. So, is New York unique in this trend? Not really. Blackstone has used a similar playbook in cities around the world, from Los Angeles and Chicago to London. As cities across the US and abroad watch New York's experience with private equity ownership, they're learning important lessons. Some cities have started considering tighter regulations to prevent housing from becoming entirely dominated by large investment firms. Others are exploring ways to balance investment and affordability, trying to keep housing accessible while allowing for economic growth. The hope is that by learning from New York, other cities can find solutions to their own housing challenges. In the end, the story of Blackstone's rise in New York City is about more than just real estate. It's a tale of how private equity reshaped one of the world's most iconic cities, changing the lives of its residents and sparking debates that will influence housing policy for years to come. Blackstone's rise in New York real estate is nothing short of impressive. With its massive investments and strategic moves, it's clear this powerhouse isn't going anywhere. The city's skyline will never be the same. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our latest updates. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. Until next time.